Today we're doing a full unboxing and review of the studio microphone set from Maono. Let's get into it. Welcome back, folks. This is Shane. Today we're checking out this USB microphone that basically has everything you need to get going when it comes to podcasting or recording your voice, whether you're singing and you just want a simple solution of plugging a microphone into a computer and hitting record. So we're going to do an unboxing of this, see what's in here, set it up, and then we'll see how it sounds as well. And then I'll probably also do a comparison to another USB microphone I have behind me, the Blue Yeti. So let's get into this. Just to let you know too, Maono actually sent this out, so a huge thanks to them for allowing me to do this review. I appreciate it. They're not paying me for the review, but they allowed me to keep this, so I do appreciate it. Let's get into it. So into the box, let's take a look. We get a fully articulating pop filter. This is very similar to the ones you see from K&M. Awesome, it's got the mesh on the front and you can essentially move the arm in any direction and it looks nice and stable as well. We also get a windshield protector for the microphone as well. So if you don't want to use the actual pop filter, you can use one of these, no worries at all. And I'm wearing a black top, so hopefully you can see this on one of the camera angles. There we go, this one works. We get some instructions as well. On the second layer of the box is where all the fun stuff is. We get a shock mount, which is great for holding the microphone and allowing it to sort of float. So if you knock the table, you're not going to get any vibrations going into the actual microphone. This is a cool addition. We get a table clamp for clamping the boom arm. We also get an extendable boom arm for the microphone, USB cable, and the microphone, which is smaller than I thought it would be, but it looks great. Here's the microphone up close. It feels great in the hand. It's got that really cold metallic feel to it, which I kind of like, very reminiscent of some of my other microphones in my collection. And on the bottom, as you can see, we have the USB port as well, so we can simply plug it straight into the computer. In terms of the specifications, this is a condenser microphone and its frequency response is 30 Hz to 16 kHz. So not the full 20 to 20, but it should still be enough to get hopefully a nice vocal sound. The sampling rate is 192 kHz at 24 bits, so the audio quality is going to be fantastic. That's pretty much an industry standard using 24-bit. No problems there either. In terms of the maximum sound pressure level, it can handle up to 120 decibels, which means you can record a pretty loud electric guitar with something like this. If you so choose, you can put it in front of the amplifier. Maybe not a completely cranked loud amplifier, but you could definitely still record loud electric guitar with something like this. In terms of the weight of the microphone, it says it's 7.2 ounces or 205 grams, so it's not heavy at all. Like I said though, it feels really cool in the hands. Let's set it up. All right, so I'm just gonna use this weird glass table for the actual setup. It's probably not ideal, but if it works on this, it will work on anything. So we're gonna start with the clamp, and all you need to do is basically wind it up until it creates a good grip on the table. I'm not gonna overly tighten it on glass so it doesn't shatter, but on any wooden desk or anything like that, you should have no problems at all. So it's nice and stable. Next thing you wanna do is attach the boom arm. There's a screw on the side that you just have to loosen a little bit, and there you go, nice and simple. Now this will actually articulate out, up, down, and all that kind of stuff, so that's great. It actually feels really sturdy. I've got a couple of other boom arms like this, and it's nice and quiet too, which is a huge plus. The springs aren't making any creaking noises or anything like that, which means if you move it while you're talking, you're not actually gonna get any problems with the audio coming through the microphone. So that's awesome. Up next, we're putting the shock mount actually on the stand. So there's a few different ways you can do that. I just like to kind of screw in the little thread that it comes with and then just spin it around. You can just spin the bottom part, but I actually like doing it this way. I don't know why. So we just keep spinning until it kind of locks into place. All right, so now that we've got that on, we put the microphone in. All we need to do is push on these clips and put the microphone in. Boom, done. So I just want to tighten this up so it doesn't fall or do anything weird. That actually looks pretty good. I think for this test, I'm probably just going to use, actually, you know what? Let's use this. All right, there we go. So that's all set up. So all I need to do now is get the USB cable. And one of the great things about this, they've included a really long USB cable, which is awesome. It's over 1.5 meters, which is fantastic. It's probably closer to 2 meters, which is awesome. So plug the bottom cable in here. So getting the USB cable in the bottom of the microphone actually is pretty high tension, which is great. I actually thought I had it the wrong way, but I didn't. It's just like, yep, high tension. So that's not gonna come out by accident, not a chance. All right, so what I'm gonna do next is plug this into my computer. And once it's plugged into the computer, it will actually power the microphone. You don't need any other external power source for it, which is great. All right, let's give this a shot. So I've got this hooked up to Final Cut Pro on my Mac. This will definitely work on a PC. I just don't have a PC laptop that I can bring in here. I actually converted it to Linux for whatever reason, but that's just me. So in terms of how this sounds, it definitely doesn't have the most bass out of any condenser microphone out there, but it definitely still sounds nice and clear, and it's something that you can adjust in post. If I was to get up on the microphone like this, we can check out whether or not it's got a good proximity effect, which means the closer you are to a condenser mic or even a dynamic microphone, you'll still get a bigger, warmer, fuller sort of sound closer to the microphone. But if I'm to sit back a little bit, this is how it sounds. And now let's just move the arm up and down a little bit while I talk, and we'll see whether or not there's any actual handling noise on the microphone. Now, I don't think there will be. It actually seems pretty quiet, but yeah, I guess I'll find that out in post. If there's anything I missed, I'll leave some annotations on the screen. So overall, this is everything that you need to get going. A microphone, USB cables provided, the pop filter, hopefully it's working nicely as well. We get the boom arm here also. So it's a nice, affordable setup to get you voice to the computer however you like. So for those who are interested, what I'll do now, I'll do a comparison between the Maono and we'll go over to the Blue Yeti. Okay, so I've now just swapped over to the Blue Yeti microphone just for a quick audio comparison between the Blue Yeti and the Maono, being that they're quite a bit different in price, and what you get with the actual Blue Yeti is a USB cable and that is it. So you don't really get all of the other accessories. That said though, there's still a great microphone. The advantage of the Blue Yeti is it also has a headphone jack directly on the bottom, whereas I had to monitor my audio through the computer where there's a little bit of lag and it gets kind of confusing sometimes. But overall, just as a straight up sound quality test, hopefully this sounds as good as that and vice versa. And back to the Maono, I actually had to listen to both microphones just off camera before, and there's not as much in it as I thought there would be. Please let me know in the comments what you think of the sound quality of this USB condenser microphone, and also versus the Blue Yeti, which is kind of like an industry standard to some extent. A lot of people will go to that just because they've heard the name and they know about it, but I actually think this sounds really nice as well. And I'm going to just adjust the last section of this now with a little bit of post-production. I'll just add a compressor, maybe a little bit of EQ or something like that. I'll leave it on screen so you know exactly what I'm doing, just so you can see how it sounds with a little bit of enhancement just within Final Cut, so nothing too over the top. Thanks for watching, folks. My name's Shane. I hope you liked this video. If it was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. I appreciate that. If you want to find out more about the Maono condenser microphone set, I'll leave some links in the description and you can check them out. Let me know in the comments what you think of the sound. I really like the functionality and just usability of this. The only small limitation I see with this complete setup is I can't plug my headphones directly into the microphone. That's a huge help, but if you're just doing something on your own where you don't really need to monitor your audio, you can leave your headphones off. I just had them on because that's the way I roll. Anyway, thanks again for watching. If you want to find out about this microphone, check out all the links in the description below. Thanks again. Catch you soon. See ya.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing and click the bell for video notifications.